Hello everyone, this is Hellession. Welcome everyone to June. When big companies pretend they care about gays, aliens get announced.
Now is because they're getting us prepared, because we're gonna find out June fucking 1st that aliens are real, and the US government has been working with them in the Federation, what is
of asshole gamers.
And Dream gets in hot water of his own volition. I don't think anyone would have expected for Dream to end up reacting the way he actually did when his 1.16 speedrun was first pulled off the website. Yeah, you could have assumed he would cope, cry, rage, or whatever, but certainly not 7 months in advance with a dumb livestream. But hey, it gets all the drama channels talking, and we're happy to do it. Why? Because we're fucking sick of pedophile and sexual assault allegations. It seems that most of the stuff involving Dream was lighthearted and entertaining, which is why I personally appreciate when stuff like this happens. It's fun. Speaking of fun, remember the John Swan drama?
John Swan.
The internet fight that gave us a sex mod appeared to be fun, until John Swan's friends found out they were lied to. But the fact of the matter is that John Swan didn't plan on leaving the internet. At the end of the day, the only person who can get you cancelled is yourself. And if you don't have it in ya to keep chugging along, then that's on you. So John Swan left, decided to take a break. After a few weeks, he reached out to his friends and apologized. Even apologized for, arguably, maybe, worse actions in another unrelated drama. He then opened up his second Twitter account and crawled around for a few months, until he finally reopened his main Twitter and started uploading new videos. Turkey Tom had already successfully come back before, and so it would only make sense if John Swan also came back. Oh look, Dream admits of cheating. And some commentary people start drawing parallels between him and John Swan. While I don't think you can't compare the two, I also don't really buy them being the same. So let's compare what the both of them did, starting with Dream. At first, when faced with the speedrunning accusations, Dream ran to Twitter and spoke out a little. He also denied cheating completely, said the investigation was biased, and all that shit. Dream then hired a whole astrophysicist just to write a paper to attempt and further deny cheating, after publishing a near 25-minute analysis on why he didn't cheat. And finally, around 7 months after the initial post by speedrun mods, Dream makes a pastebin where he admits about using a mod that affected drops while he was taking a bath or something. Now, let's compare it to John Swan. After seeing Dream bring up the trolling incident, he ran to Twitter and made a whole thread. He also denied trolling completely and said that it was an autistic 12-year-old cousin and all that shit. John Swan made a whole 40-minute response video, a Google Doc, and an audio clip to further deny trolling. And finally, after being confronted by his friend, he admitted to lying in an apology almost no one accepted, then left the internet for a while. Now, at this point, both seem much alike. Both put a lot of effort to defend wrong statements, and eventually ended up admitting to doing so. In fact, some people say that if people want to call John Swan a psychopath or a sociopath, they should be free to also apply this title to Dream. However, didn't John Swan get called that for even more? He didn't just get called a sociopath merely because he put a lot of effort to defend a lie. There were a lot more strings attached. For example, John Swan was being defended by multiple friends of his, which all had their own YouTube audiences and ended up looking bad for defending a lie. In other words, John Swan had his friends defend his public opinion. His friends who actually believed John's story ended up finding out they were lied to by his fellow content creator. Additionally, John Swan used the autistic 12-year-old from his story to confide in one of his YouTuber friends that actually has autism. In comparison, I never saw Dream's friends defend him during his situation. even if a dick sucker is someone I didn't find on the early speedrun tweets made by Dream. And even if they did defend him, he was usually vague and didn't target the opponents in any way. In other words, Dream admitting that he was wrong didn't damage the credibility of Dream's friends, at least not directly. But that's not all. To get John Swan to admit the lie, he had to be put on the spot in a Discord call by his, at the time, friends. The Discord calls where that happened have been widely shared around, and a lot of people reflected on the pure lack of guilt in John Swan, which further led people down to call him a sociopath. With Dream, however, we don't know exactly. In his initial pastebin, Dream claimed that he had realized that he used disallowed mods a few months before posting the pastebin.
When I realized this, I felt an extreme sense of guilt, and I took down my response video, not believing in what I said in the video at all anymore. This was a couple months ago at this point, I believe.
So why did he only post it now? We know that he deleted his response video around late March this year. Is that when he realized when he was in the wrong? Some people assume that his decision to post this now was inspired by his older speedruns being deemed invalid. Some others speculated that he knew he cheated all along and he's been lying the whole time. And still kind of is. If this latter speculation is true, then I do understand the parallels being drawn between Dream and John Swan. But then, what was the point of admitting it? If your whole intent was to lie, what made you drop out of the lie? Personally, I don't think it's very rational to instantly assume Dream lied about the intent of sharing the truth. You know what they say.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Is that so?
Even if Dream isn't in the wrong, the intent behind posting the pastebin at this point in time is not very definitive. Finally, we need to put everything into perspective. If you think of Dream and remember all the wrong things he's done, his stance on his stands, and the speedrunning thing are probably the worst that come to mind. Dream, in general, is not a very controversial figure. John Swan, on the other hand, indulged in a bit more controversy. The aforementioned unrelated drama has been a talking point of some YouTubers who were out to expose him, painting John Swan in a generally less favorable light. So, are Dream and John Swan the same? Unless you really want to cherry pick, I don't think they are. You could assume that, deep down, John Swan and Dream are the same people. But looking at the actions, while I don't think they're dissimilar, I don't think they are as similar as, say, H3H3 and Keemstar. Although, to be honest, the most disappointing and atrocious thing John Swan has done throughout his situation is that he wasn't the one to say the word.
Nigga!
Whoa, John!
Wait, did John Swan really just make a thread trying to equate his own situation to Dream? You know, this reminds me of this Gokunaru clip from the Ethan Klein video.
The issue here was not that what you were saying was wrong. It's that you were the wrong person to be saying it.
John Swan also made a video called I Empathize with Dream. Oh look, empathize. Guess you're the same person, huh? In the video, John Swan says that he understands how Dream felt during the speedrun situation. Like, okay, cool, but why? He's just like, are you trying to build a bridge? Do you want to join Dream SMP? Is this small commentary channel SMP too shit? It's also funny when he says something like this in the video.
And I understand, and I empathize. But at the same time, it's like, I wish he could have empathized with me.
Come on, why? Hi, just butting into the video for a second, as I hadn't initially included this in the script, but after taking a look at John Swan's initial thread, and after several developments occurred while I was editing the video, I feel like I have to. At this point, John Swan had actually cleared his alternate Twitter account with the Dream thread after unprivating it. This happened in exchange for his main Twitter account becoming active again. The Dream video John Swan made got unlisted because the Dream livestream I'll talk about later made him change his mind. Despite that, I'll still address the Twitter thread. If John Swan doesn't actually believe what he said anymore, whatever. I just feel like pointing it out as I'm fighting against arguments and not people. John Swan said that Dream deserves to be called a sociopath if John Swan is, as Dream did things that were just as bad. I don't have any issue with any of the first 3 tweets, my issue is with the last tweet. John Swan says that Dream was
inciting extreme harassment towards them for telling the truth.
If Dream lied the whole time ever since the drama originated 7 months ago, I would agree. But it is not definitive that Dream did lie about this part. At least not yet. I've looked through Dream's old tweets, which he surprisingly did not delete about this situation, and unless I'm missing something and he actually did delete a few tweets, I did not see Dream use his fanbase to swarm his opponents. At least not in the speedrun debate. Now, you could imply that because he heavily disagreed with the mods, his fanbase swarmed them, and because mods weren't public figures, that's fucked up. But here's a nuclear take. I don't think it's fucked up, and the reason why is rooted in a conflict that's rooted in another app. Some of my viewers might remember me from QuizUp, a mobile game that I was a moderator on. However, the moderation on QuizUp was incredibly flawed. I will talk about this story in much more detail in my QuizUp documentary, but one of the biggest flaws was the massive secrecy behind how mods acted. Most of the mods liked to hide from the community and never interact with them. They saw communicating to the community as a disadvantage and boasted using alternate accounts to muddy the waters of who it is people are talking to. Now, I really hated the mentality behind the secret moderation and tried to argue against the moderators. I tried to arrange ways to be more transparent with the community, but the other moderators were either ignorant or either against my ideas. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, QuizUp didn't drop the secret moderation and died with it, as this was just one of the many flaws surrounding the mod team. But this whole story made me realize why secret moderation sucks and why transparent moderation is so much better. The point of transparent moderation is that when moderators take actions against people, people see who did it and for what reason. Those on the side of secret moderation would usually take issue with this, saying that the moderators can get harassed this way. My response to that is, deal with it. Remember how we're usually told that moderator team's job is to keep communities safe? Well, how are communities going to be kept safe if no one is ready to do the fighting? My belief is that moderators should have the ability to handle the hate the same way public figures do. In other words, I believe that in this regard, moderators should be kept to the same standard as public figures. Being guardians of communities, they should be capable of taking a punch and defending their morals. Listen, I have nothing against the Minecraft speedrunning mod team, and I have nothing against the GeoSquare, but I don't believe you have great moderation skills when you're not ready to stand by your actions and handle the hate. Yes, getting hate sucks. Yes, the fuckers that do send you hate in this case are retarded. But if you can't guard what you actually believe in, then who will? It's already great that throughout this whole situation, you've never changed your take. But I can't give blame to Dream for merely publicly disagreeing with you. I do think it's a bit weird that it's taken him this long, 4 days, to disavow the hate being sent, but I don't think he was required to, as before and after he's done essentially the same. Anyway, John Swan will continue being John Swan. Let's get back to the main subject of our video, since his pastebin hasn't been the most of what he's done. Just like I don't understand why John Swan made his video on Dream, I don't understand why Dream made this fucking livestream. To summarize the livestream, it's basically the pastebin he wrote in video form, a massive cope, and a response to a video made by speedrunner and YouTuber Reborn, who has over 150,000 subscribers.
People were like... People were doing like ship fan art between like Detective Dream and John Swan, like whatever. Call it creepy if you want. I think it was funny.
Huh. So that's why John Swan made that video. Fucking AIDS.
Don't want to cut it. I'm not cutting this video. I'm sorry, I'm not. So where was I? Something about me and Dream. I've just lost it. This is great.
Welcome everyone to June.
Okay. So I'm scrolling through my videos, okay? How many videos do I have? I don't know how many videos I have. I have a lot of videos. 6 months ago, no speedruns. Okay, well, I mean, to be fair, they're speedruns, but they're not like speedruns. They're not official. Okay,
Minecraft
I'll clarify
speedrunner is in like
verbiage.
every title.
Everything. No official speedruns. Okay, these are all.
Wait, no
me and my
speedruns, you
friends
just zoom
goofing
it? Oh my god.
They all have speedrunner in the title.
It's funny how you say that the speedrun in question is not on your channel, while the metadata of most of your videos relies on you being a speedrunner. You may not have a speedrun in question on your channel, but you sure as hell are capitalizing on yourself being one. So much so that when people find out you've cheated in your speedruns, people may not respect that speedrunner part as much. Also, I was in doubt that he actually didn't post his 1.16 run to the main channel, but after looking for re-uploads, the only uploads I've found are videos with dreamlike editing, which turned out to be channels that for some reason replicate his editing. Channels like these. Fucking loser. Anyway, when he says that he never uploaded the 1.16 speedrun to his channel, I believe him. But you need to remember why he's saying that, which is to minimize the situation. Why would you try to do that? Like, if you aren't worthy of the speedrunner title anymore, then so what? You still have a massive fan base, and a lot of people would still like you, even if your credibility as a speedrunner fell. Or at least I think so. Don't you think so too? If you claim speedrunning isn't the core principle of your multi-channel empire, what's the point of keeping it on? Just something I find interesting.
Here we go. There's this video. Don't send hate. I disliked it. Okay, I did. Okay, to be fair, I do dislike the video. Just to say, but okay, I'm just gonna watch the video. I'm gonna watch the video. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna react to it. Don't send any hate, please. Don't. It'll make me look bad, and it's not good. Please don't.
Dream's apology begs us all to move on from the drama, and the
That's phrased in a bad way, to be fair. That's phrased in a negative way. I mean, this drama's been for 11 months, almost. Come on now. Come on. I feel like that's a very reasonable thing to be like, let's just, there's been so much drama involving it. Let's move on.
I'm tired of people saying stuff like, please no more drama. I don't want more drama. Maybe you should just stop being so conscious about it. Drama is unavoidable in social situations, and especially on YouTube. It's just that every YouTuber usually has the right to resolve it in the smart way. The reason why some YouTubers are usually out of drama is because they either deal with it in private, which is usually perfectly fine, or deal with the situations in such ways that raise the least eyebrows. On top of that, you say that the drama is 11 months old. But part of that is your fault? Actually, no, a lot of that is your fault. And I'll get into the details why I think so later. But if you actually wanted less drama, you would have outed with it as soon as possible. Dream is one of those creators who focuses on positivity, which in my eyes looks really fucking fake. I'm sorry, but if you preach about positivity every second you get into bad situations, your positivity is fake. I'm not saying that you can't make your shit nearly completely positive, though being like that may probably start to look fake in my eyes. I'm just saying you shouldn't be obnoxious about it. When people tell me how much they care about spreading positivity, they come across as fake. Life is never just a positive experience, and pretending that it is just puts a vibe that is very unfamiliar and alienated to humans. Unfortunately, when it comes to positivity and what looks cringe when people sell it, it's really subjective. In my opinion, however, I'm really sick of people bringing positivity up as a talking point. Dream's done it in the Pastebin document, so fuck that.
Why is he in his bathtub at 4 a.m. bringing it up again? It's because earlier in the day, moderators rejected yet another run of his for cheating.
That is not true. That is very misinformative. So this run, you can even see on the screen right now what it says. It says rejected, run has some questionable aspects and was performed by a known cheater. Okay? The mods yesterday confirmed in the Discord and said that no one, because that people shouldn't be saying that this run was rejected because it was confirmed as a cheated run. It wasn't confirmed as a cheated run. They removed it because it's a standard practice to remove any run that could potentially be cheated from somebody who had a run removed. And this happened around MCC time the other day. So this guy saying that is just misinformation because it's not true. The run was not removed because it was a cheated run. Anyway, basically, that's incredibly misleading. It was not removed, and that I will admit that was part of the reason that I ended up making this guy. Anyway, so those are the reasons, but that is just a complete like misleading lie, essentially, saying this was rejected for cheating. It wasn't, and the mods have said in the Discord that's not why it was.
So, what's the misleading part? The guy said that the game was rejected
For cheating.
and nothing else. It feels like a stretch to assume Fireborn said this run involved you cheating, when he just said,
For cheating.
this was also brought up as a motive, and you yourself later admit that.
And that I will admit that was part of the reason that I ended up making this.
So what's the misleading part? It's as if you really felt like reaching for something to criticize the guy for. A lot of Dream's comments are going to be like that, so I'm going to skip all this shit and address some of the bigger confusion. Now that people are discussing speedrunning and cheating, we get into some confusing territory with mods, so let's take a look.
What?
Again, plugins and
Bold
mods are
claim.
very different. I just want to reiterate that. Plugins do not work as mods, and mods do not work
Oh,
as plugins.
so
They're
no, but
completely
he
different.
has as a plugin.
in
What's the
saying that, it
if
makes-
it
yeah, it makes you
if they
sound like
both
an idiot.
increase the pearl rate,
To be fair,
then
I am a
like
bit of
what?
one, but it makes me sound like an idiot when in reality that's not an unreasonable thing to do. Mods and plugins are different. I've never once in my life had a mod that did that. Why would I even think that I would?
But if you once in
But,
your life had a
as I explained
plugin that
earlier,
did
I actually
that,
did.
it's still
I actually
cheating.
did at one point go, okay.
Okay, let's set the record straight. Plugin is defined by the Minecraft community as an additive file for a Minecraft multiplayer server. While there are significant changes a plugin can make to playing on a server, we're just going to focus on the fact that plugins are not a thing for single-player games where people speedrun Minecraft. There are parts of this term we will break down further, however, it is important to note that mod is defined as, expectedly, an independent user-made modification to the Mojang video game Minecraft. Many players who aren't acquainted with the technical side of Minecraft typically end up confusing why plugins are differentiated from mods. The only commentary channel I've seen get it right is Boblax. The main reason why the line is being drawn is because plugins are not a thing for at least the 1.16 speedrun where Dream got PB. Minecraft speedrun rules require you to showcase yourself generating a world, something not possible within your Minecraft client unless you play in single player. If you watch people speedrun Minecraft, you'll see them generating new worlds in a single player. Their whole speedruns take place in single player. Unless I'm unaware of some weird shenanigans one can perform with their single player server, plugins cannot run on single player. Plugins are installed only onto Minecraft servers. While it's possible to manipulate shit like Enderman drop rates as well as bartering with Minecraft plugins, plugins as a whole are limited in their use. You can't strongly manipulate your game by adding shit like completely new UIs, new mobs, and shit like that, but you can add illusions of both. The best example of such are big minigame servers like Hypixel. While I'm not sure about Hypixel itself, big servers like that achieve their minigames by creating plugins, though the same effect may also be achieved by modifying the server executable itself. When you're off all Minecraft servers, no plugins hold any power over your game, unless it has a mod that does that. This is why Dream draws comparison between the two. Mods, on the other hand, exist for both clients and servers. The Pitch Black video made by Dream uses a mod, so is the Small Mob video. Now in many videos, Dream plays with his friends, which makes the mod shenanigans more confusing. If a change you wish to implement to Minecraft does not require radical changes that vanilla Minecraft can't handle while you're about to play with friends, making a plugin is the way to go. If a change you wish to implement to Minecraft does require radical changes, but only you, the recording party of the video, may exhibit the effect, then you need a client-side mod. However, if you wish to implement a change that on top of it all changes things for everyone playing on the server in big ways, not only do you need all the players to have the mod installed, but you also need the server to carry it too. All of this brings us back to Dream, who brought this dichotomy up for storytelling purposes, but never made any substantial points with it.
Still zoom in. Okay, here we go. Here's the timeline, okay? Okay, so this is the beginning. Okay, this is the beginning of time, okay? Okay, I can't write with this, whatever. BT, this is the beginning of time, okay?
Oh cool, a timeline. That's a step up from the commentary channels, who throw lots of dates in your face when telling a story without ever providing a timeline.
February 10th, 2015, and early 2016, and January 1st, 2016, in October of 2016, and in early 2017 to early 2017. 2017 was an excellent year. January, 4th of July, until 2019. That June 2017, 2018, 2019.
I welcome underappreciated storytelling tools like that. So, let's see. What are you gonna show with the timeline?
And this is 1.16 coming out, okay? 1.16, whatever. Okay, I don't... Now, from the beginning of time to 1.16 coming out, we had a plugin for challenge videos that increases pearl rates, right? It goes all the way from the beginning of time, 1.16. So from here to here, it's completely normalized, right? Now, around, let's say like here or something, I started paying a developer to make... Anyway, so that's around this time. That's when this developer is hired, right? And they're working on vague things, right? They're working on things for Sapnap, for Antfrost, right?
All right, so
Now,
you see right here.
Around, let's say like
all right,
here
this is
or
1.16.
I
right.
started paying a developer.
Okay, so you used the timeline to show that sometime before 1.16, you hired a developer to create mods, because you didn't know how to make mods. Is that the only reason you decided to make a timeline? In the next several clips, Dream is going to draw examples of mod behavior.
So right now I'm on no mod. You see my F3 menu? It's like big and bulky. You see all this stuff? There's like a million things. It's annoying. It's like hectic, whatever. If I go to the Nether, Detective Dream, yes, I'm in Detective Dreams. I'm on Fabric Loader, but I have no mod. Anyway, so you see all these particles. You see all this, all these particles, all this stuff, things that that are in Minecraft. There's other stuff like I don't know. There's like certain mob sounds and stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch Minecraft real quick. I'll pull up Paint. Why not?
Dream is running Fabric, but it appears to run no additional mods. While I'd say that Fabric on its own is also a mod, because it modifies Minecraft, Fabric does pretty much nothing on its own, which is why it's allowed for speedruns. Fabric is basically the new Forge. It is being widely used by many modders that make new mods. While Forge remains the big boy mod that is required by and is still installed with other mods that really change the game, Forge is essentially always installed with large mod packs. I should also note that at this point, as far as I'm concerned, Dream never shows the main menu before this point in the livestream. In fact, what draws my attention is that he chose to close Minecraft without exiting out of his world. It probably doesn't matter, but it's interesting, given what we're about to see. In order to install mods onto Fabric, you have to drag a mods jar file into the mods folder within your install directory. Compared to how you had to install mods multiple years ago, this is a very simple process, but the problem is that it's just one folder that's used for all versions, something Dream mentioned several times and we'll talk about later.
Alright, so
if we look on bottom left, we can see that Dream is running Optifine along with Fabric. Optifine is disallowed for speedruns in 1.16, and back during Dream's 1.16 speedruns, we can see that this bit of text is missing. This means that whatever mods Dream is running in the livestream are probably different from the ones he used back when he used to speedrun. Now onto the more obvious parts, we can see that Minecraft Realms now reads Dream servers. And the splash text says, Dream not found heart. Both of these texts can be modified by resource packs, so at this point in time, it's not an indicator that Dream is using a mod to modify both on their own. However, we don't see Dream turn on any resource packs in between, and he probably didn't. Despite that, Dream still reacts like this.
As you can see, okay, alright, never mind, it says Dream not found. Okay, anyway, okay, that's part of the mod, but okay, that's actually not part of the mod. That's part of, okay, I didn't do that. That's all I have to say. I didn't do that. Okay, whatever. I'm moving on.
At this point, I feel like this reaction was carefully crafted so that his stance could seethe about it in the clips, because besides the spurg out, there is no concise information Dream provides.
Anyway, so okay, whatever. Anyway, Okay, well, there's particles here. Oh, wait, okay, no. Okay. Whatever. Anyway,
Dream tried to remark on the existence of particles, which lower bit rates of videos. It is unknown if he actually assumed that particles would be gone with his mod. What confuses me more is why does he know or pretend to know so little? Why is he flip-flopping from trying to say something and then saying, whatever?
God, in 4K, shut up. Alright, let me just put on a random texture pack. I don't even know what, to be fair, I don't know what any of these texture packs are, so maybe these are hacked texture packs, you know? You don't know. You'll never know. Let me just put on, like, okay, I don't even have a texture pack. Deal or no, whatever. Okay, I don't even care. I'm just switching. Look, there's fan art. It's incredible. It's amazing fan art. You can't do that in normal Minecraft. That's incredible.
As far as I know, you can't edit the loading screen with resource packs. So this fan art was added by Dream's developer into the mod. It gives me some narcissist vibes knowing Dream's private mod he uses for recording changes the loading screen to a fan art of him.
There's a folder that's in your Minecraft that, regardless of what version you're on, it's the same folder. And it's the mods folder. And in the mods folder, obviously, let's say you use Optifine, which I don't even have on right now. Or you use whatever. But the way mods work is that there's a single mods folder that in every version is the same. Now, I sped-run 1.15 the day after my 1.16 run that was in question. The next day. So if you go look at my VODs, and I'm sure everyone can confirm this, the very next day, I sped-run 1.15, which is a different version. And so any mods that are 1.16 are incompatible with 1.15. And so in order to run 1.15, you would have to move the mods that you have out of your mods folder from 1.16 and move in 1.15 mods. And that's just how the game works.
This is true, but let me give you more context. Forge and Fabric use the same mod folder to take mods from. Therefore, if you try to switch directly to Forge after playing on Fabric, you'd have to switch the folder around. Now, in Dream's case, he probably didn't play with Forge, but he does say he switched to 1.15. He says people can confirm he played on 1.15 and that VODs exist, but they don't. Whatever. My point is that unlike Fabric and Forge, Vanilla completely ignores the mods folder. So even if you play with incompatible to 1.15 mods, so long you play on Vanilla, the mods folder is ignored. As mentioned before, it is unknown to me if Dream played with Fabric in 1.15. If he didn't, there is less reason for him to sporadically lose the mod folder.
In single player, it's different than in multiplayer, and we've done videos that have to be in single player. Like the shock video, where we have to get shocked, because you have to have something that hooks up to like you being shocked. And if you're playing on a server, a plugin can't tell your computer to shock you. That'd be really bad. Servers will be able to take advantage of that. You have to be able to do that on your computer. So you need a client-side mod.
That's a strange example. I wanted to understand why he brought up the single-player mods part, and part of his example was the shock video. In the shock video, which I assume is the video where George Not Found gets shocked for every time he gets hit, Dream played with George Not Found together on a server. And unless one of them opened to LAN and the other connected somehow, this didn't happen in single player. What's even more interesting is that George Not Found is seen explaining the contraption on their alternate channel called Dream Tech. In the video, you can see George Not Found showcase a plugin that ran on the server.
So the next question is, how do we actually sync this up to work with Minecraft? So here's the code for the Minecraft plugin. I'm not going to bother explaining it too much because it's kind of complicated, but basically this method here runs when the server starts.
If you look at the code, you can see that the Minecraft Shocker class extends the Java plugin class. If you look at plugin creation tutorials, you can see that plugins are created in the exact same format. And what's more is in the clip where George Not Found showcases the shock method, you can see he's creating an object of type bucket runnable. And bucket is an extension of Minecraft servers that supports plugins. The way this shock video must have been produced is George Not Found or his friends created a plugin that George Not Found then installed on a local server that then ran on his computer. The shocker device got hooked up to either the network or the computer, and that way the local server communicated with the device. Dream then joined George's server and they both recorded the video. What's notable about this in particular is that not only was this video not made in single player, but it also means it has nothing to do with mods. No mods were required for the production of this video, unless, of course, there was something else going on besides the shocking, like increased pearl rates, which is possible and could use mods, but then the fact that this was the shock video would probably have been irrelevant. However, the video where George Not Found plays the game with an eye tracking device does not appear to have Dream in it, implying that it's single player, implying that there was indeed a mod, so that example was valid.
So yeah, so anyway, so this was put in an early iteration, of the Dream Team mod, right? I was unaware of this. Now, this mod is something that I used frequently in all of my recordings, and I was testing frequently in all of my recordings, and all of my streams, and all of my practices, and everything. And this mod, I had no reason whatsoever to believe in any way that this would ever have any negative thing in it. Okay? That's the first thing.
Okay, so you asked this guy or girl to create a mod for you to, quote-unquote, improve your videos, and you didn't know everything that was added to the mod? Did you not, like, ask for a changelog? Did you not ask for a full list of features? If I fucked with shit like pearl rates, I'd be very conscious about using a mod like that if I also tried to speedrun at the same time. It doesn't make sense why you'd be so dismissive about what the mod could do. You also mentioned that increasing pearl rates would make your videos less boring, which I agree with, but wouldn't that make you more conscious of the mod?
The second thing is that the second that I was accused, which was a week after my stream, I figured, like people are saying, again, this is the narrative. How would he not realize? How would he never think? Just the first thing I would do is check my mods. Like, yeah, I did. And as a Java developer, I decompiled them with the Java decompiler to even look through the code and make sure. And there was nothing. But the problem is I was asked a week after my run. And in a week, a lot changes. So I move mods around. Mods are deleted. New versions of mods are updated. You know, so on and so forth. So by the time the week had passed, there was nothing. So I have nothing. I had no reason whatsoever in any way, shape, or form to believe in any way that I ever could have cheated.
Does your developer dish out nightly versions or something and you install them on a whim? When you get new versions of your Dream Team or recording mod, do they come through every few days or something? I wouldn't imagine that in a mere 7 days, the very mod folder you played with got completely nuked and the mods you had in there were all lost at the same time with no replicas existing on your computer. You may call me crazy, but I don't think that's a far-fetched thing to believe. This is all being said to distance yourself from looking like you were responsible for playing with a banned mod. You're basically saying that you thought a mod was more innocent than it was. So does that mean you were ignorant of what was in the mod, or does that mean that your developer lied? Because it's one of the two. If you were ignorant of what was in the mod, then it's your fault for being called a cheater. Your whole narrative is to prove that you didn't know that the mod in question gave you boosted pearl rates. So how will you prove that?
Speedrunners play these games for thousands of hours. Yet despite the fact that his fan base has been actively shitting on anyone stating that he cheated, including myself, for the past 6 months, Dream only chose to come clean now, after Moderators...
I mean, these people, I feel like, just like, they love cherry picking like evidence. Like, he shows this screenshot, which is one random screenshot. Like, okay, like, I feel like everyone and their mother has come out being like, Dream stands have threatened me for months. It's like, yeah, and I've been threatened and I've been attacked and, you know, like, harmed by people who were pissed at the fact that they thought that I cheated in a block game. Is death threats or harassment justified in one situation or the other? No, they're never justified under any circumstances, ever, no matter what. Nobody should death threaten, and nobody should be blamed for death threatening unless they death threatened somebody or they said, hey, thumbs up, death threatening is cool. No, death threatening sucks. Harassment sucks. No one should do it, regardless of who it's to or why.
While I don't think Fireborn has the same take as me in this situation, and the screenshots of these comments look really tame, my argument isn't that you have to do something about it. People are more confused about your strange stance on them, and people just really hate the stands themselves. The clip where I've shown that Fireborn's video got thousands of dislikes isn't to mock you, it's to mock the retarded stance. From this screenshot, we can infer that there are almost 7,500 of retarded Dream stands who've decided that after seeing the stream, they should look the video up and put a dislike on it. The fact that over 7,000 people are like that is kind of depressing, but the hate isn't towards you. Creators like you have very little control over the shitty part of our fanbase. Telling them to stop will usually not make them stop, at least not entirely. You could claim that doing so minimizes their impact, but it's unlikely to stop them all. What I can't defend of yours is your opinion on the stans. Your video about stans draws a false equivalence in my opinion, and I think it's kinda sad that you perpetuate a culture where people kiss the shit off a celebrity's shoe. To this point, I've only seen you attack the point that many commentary channels don't even defend anymore, which is a nice straw man. Also, while your point is correct against public figures, there have been instances of this happening to non-public figures, which is probably the thing people take issue with. Fireborn isn't the only person Dream responded to for his livestream. He also responded to...
Well, can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Dream cheated, you guys. This is such a horrific day for the Minecraft.
What the fuck?
I mean, his videos are just like sarcastic, I guess. So just when I'm watching this, just realize that.
Okay, cool. If a video is satire, let's sit back and enjoy.
There. He put out a video proving he didn't cheat, so then the whole internet flipped to being back on Dream's side. So I had...
Yes, the entire internet flipped to being on my side. It wasn't like there was not a single video ever made in support.
Why are you responding to it?
And there wasn't like 10 videos made.
It's satire.
My video.
What the fuck are you doing?
It wasn't like there was not a single video ever made in support.
My God, he's coping.
Oh my!
Wait, why
shut
is he coping
up,
on,
bitch!
Wait, he's coping on a video game donkey video?
Nobody cares. Acting like, imagine having the amount of support this guy has and being like, nobody likes me.
Okay, come on, Dunkey. Come on now.
From all the trolls and all the non-believers, and then distorting the truth, sending all of his fans on a witch hunt against me, and then to top it all off, he
Sigma mills are more attractive than alpha.
Dunkey!
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Listen, Dunkey, I think you owe me an apology. I do.
Greetings, Hellession amidst the editing is back again to bring you yet another update about the Dream situation. This time it's gonna be short. Dream made another pastebin which contains an apology for not only the speedrun mods, but also the speedrun community. I didn't read it in full, but after skimming through it, I did not see anything but an apology, so I'll take it as that. I don't really have anything to say about this other than the fact that I think this should have been posted first. You admit to cheating and post the apology. That way you could have probably received the most positive reception possible out of this situation. All the other shenanigans that you pulled before should have only been posted as extra. Alright, now this is actually it for Dream. So what can we learn after looking through this story? Just don't be a spurg about speedrunning? It's all entertainment at the end of the day. Maybe the final lesson after all of this is to just have fun. Hello again. I've recently repurposed my Quiz Up Leaderboard replays channel into Hellession at 144p. This channel was previously used to upload monthly leaderboard replays, but considering the game it was associated with fucking died, its purpose was lost to time. So I've repurposed it. It's now going to be a hub for trash that didn't even qualify to fit in with the rest of the trash. But yeah, it's a place for content, if it'll ever come out. I'll also take a moment to update you on the other stuff I've been working on. The core, my Discord bot, is having problems with progress. I wanted to release the core in the first half of 2021, but I'm still not even halfway done with the version 2.0 update. At this point, I'm working on other projects which is turning out more productive than the core. I guess I'm just not that interested, but it will come out at some point. Z Galaxy SMP still hasn't entered Season 2. The community has voted for the next season to be so ambitious that it needs a completely unique factions plugin, which has not yet been made. The Quiz Up documentary that I've planned is still planned for the future, but considering the fact that I won't start it before I finish the core, I don't think it'll come out in the second half of this year. And that's about it for the big projects I'm currently working on. Thank you for watching the video, and have a good day. See ya!